my name is Gioya, and 2025 is the year where we are getting our attention back. So I started art class about a year ago, and it has been such a great way for me not only to fight my irrational fear of making bad art and failing at something, but also to not be scrolling on my phone all the time. I mean, I feel like I spend my life behind screens, behind my work screen, and then scrolling on my phone afterwards to relax, and I have just not been in a flow state in a very long time. And I feel like art class has been such a good way for me to focus on one thing and have my brain be thinking about only that one thing. So anyways, I encourage you to find that activity for yourself as well. Today I will be talking a little bit more about kind of what's going on in my head as I'm painting this masterpiece today. I corrected my perspective here because I had it up here, but if you look, it's much longer than that, so I'm gonna try and draw all my details down here. Ooh, we made it to the fun part, which is painting. However, in my head, I'm a little bit stressed out because I'm like, okay, I already spent how much time on sketching? I need to make sure that at the end of this 3 hours, my painting is actually complete. So I figured I would just block in the sky completely in blue, and then if I had time at the end, I would add the clouds in, but if not, the Notre Dame Cathedral needs to get done, you know what I mean? And if the sky is all done, then at least the painting is complete at the end. So other than stressing out about time, the two things that I'm focusing on here is making sure that the blue that I mix up every time is within the same family, or if it's not, then I try to make sure that I get that color in all the random places on the canvas so that it looks somewhat coherent or cohesive, And then the other thing is that I want to make sure that that blue is on there in a pretty thick layer, because last time I did acrylic painting, I held up my canvas to light afterwards and it was super thin. You could totally see through all of my paint. So yeah, those are the two things I'm focusing on. Moving on to the subject of the painting, the cathedral herself. So I really wanted to just block in that mid-tone of the cathedral. I decided to go with kind of a warm tone for the stone color, and then I would kind of go back in with the shadows and the highlights later on. But you'll see later on that I do struggle with this because I don't know how to suggest all the detail that I'm seeing within the stonework. Clearly I don't have enough hours to paint every single teeny tiny little detail, but how do I still suggest that it's there and kind of show it in this impressionistic way? And that's something I don't know how to do yet. Earlier, I talked about how art class is helping me to get out of my head a little bit and to kind of get out of my routine every single day. And I'm realizing that painting on plein air is that at another level because it feels a little bit more expansive than, being in a studio or being at home by yourself. So it's quite fun. It's quite different. Okay, so now that we've got some sunlight coming in, I am frantically scrambling to capture those highlights and shadows that I'm seeing coming out of the cathedral. And I'm just struggling a little bit with it, but it's fine. You can see that I'm kind of missing the separation between the front and the side of the cathedral. But when I was looking at it, I was kind of having a hard time conceptualizing how to translate that to 2 dimensions. Also, I just wanted to show you guys this hilarious 0.5 view of my face. It's so awful. Anyways, a fun thing about this experience was that people would come by and kind of ask what we're doing, but my best conversation I had was with this adorable child, and here is our conversation. C'est la peinture.
La peinture.
C'est la peinture.
C'est ça.
J'ai un pain au chocolat, regarde.
T'as un pain au chocolat? Ça a l'air très bon. C'est bon? Oui?
Pourquoi?
Merci. Bonne journée. Okay, so we are reaching the end of our 3-hour class, and I'm just trying to get paint on every single part of the canvas. So you can see that I've decided to bring in a little bit of that greenery on the left side and those dark purpley red trees on the right, but I don't really quite know how to bring that color in without it being like too dark and like not even in the same family as the rest of the painting, but also like not steal the attention away from the Notre Dame. So I'm just asking my teacher for some advice, and he kind of just says like, right now everything is very geometrical and very block-like, and maybe there's a way that we can break up that green to be a little bit more organic and bring the attention towards the Notre Dame Cathedral. And here is the finished painting in 3, 2, 1. Here she is. Yes, you can see that struggle with the shadows and highlights, but to be quite honest, I am quite proud of myself in this moment. I did something new, and that's all that really matters. Here is everybody else's paintings. You can see we all had very different perspectives of the cathedral, so what we decided to include was all very different, and I love seeing that. And for comparison, here is our art teacher's work. This was an older work that he did, and it was with the leftovers of his students' palettes, so it is a smaller scale, but you can see it has that like clear lines of perspective and proportion and lighting that completely makes sense, and it has those suggestions of a detail that I think, Impressionist artwork is really great at. And so, yeah, this is definitely a goal of mine someday in the future. And to end the video, here is a very cheesy photo of, yes, the artist and her art, and in my very fashionable art class outfit. Yes, work girl. Anyways, I honestly was very proud of myself. This was such a great way for me to get out of my head, and I hope that it inspired you to try something new or to do something creative. Because it's not that scary and it's not that intimidating, and like, who cares if it looks bad at the end of the day? At least you tried and you did something new. Okay, love you guys. Bye.